Once upon a time, there was a brilliant chemist who also happened to be a culinary guru in his own right. One day, a friend came to him with a nutrition challenge.
I had a friend who was into weightlifting and bodybuilding, and he called me up one day and wondered if I could make a protein bar that was better than the ones that were out there. And I didn't think that was going to be possible. But he then sent me a box full of the commercial protein bars that were out there. And after tasting all of them, I realized that I would be able to do a better job. One thing that I noticed when I tried all these protein bars that were out there was that almost all of them had exactly the same texture, and it was dense and it was chewy and it would tend to get stuck in your teeth. I didn't particularly care for it, and I don't think most people actually do. And so that was the area that I realized had room for the most improvement in protein bars. What I did then was I started thinking about it, and eventually I realized that marshmallows are really a sugar syrup in a protein foam, and the protein is gelatin. And so I thought, well, if you could make a gelatin foam that actually tastes really good like marshmallows and has a good texture, then we should be able to do that with protein and fiber.
So the chemist took on the challenge. But what did he do to make his product so much better than the others? How did he improve upon the standard recipe?
Well, proteins have many different attributes, and they tend to want to do certain things even though they have various things they can do. So if you take an example of a protein as being egg whites, we know that if we cook egg whites and fry them, then you get this sort of dense, rubbery sort of a thing when you're fried egg. But at the same time, if you take egg whites and before they're cooked, you can mix them and mix some sugar in. You get a nice fluffy thing that can turn into a meringue or can turn into like a marshmallow cream. And so the texture is very, very different. With the other bar, I took advantage of some of the attributes of the proteins that the competitors' protein bars don't use. So what they usually do is let their proteins all clump together, so you get this dense, chewy texture that we're all familiar with. With the other bar, I treated the proteins differently, so they are able to sort of unfold and become nice and fluffy and have this beautiful texture instead of something that is unpleasant.
It took several years to come up with a recipe that capitalized on the unique properties of the protein, but the result was incredible texture and incredible taste, and not just for a protein snack. Then the real dilemma came. What to call it? It was so much better than anything out there. It tasted like candy. Only it wasn't. Then the thought came quite clearly. It's a high-protein, high-fiber candy bar. Hey, it's the other bar. Well, that's our story. If you'd like to see what our brilliant chemist and culinary guru cooked up in his lab, visit us at theothernutritioncompany.com.